One question I do have for you is, who was some of your immediate influences when you were first getting started out of college, that kind of thing?
Straight out of college, a matter of fact, even before college, when I was a senior in high school, my eldest sister, she kind of gave me a cassette. Remember those days, cassette?
Absolutely. I drive an old car, so that's all I have in my car, are cassettes still, if you can believe it.
Yeah, I wish I could have a cassette player. Anyway, she gave me this mixtape with Jaco Pastorius and his band, Weather Report.
Oh, that's very unique on a mixtape.
I know. Because she got it from someone and she didn't like it, so it was like...
Didn't like Jaco.
I think Donald might like this, because I'm always listening to classical music. I was like a classical music freak in high school. I loved it. I played it. I played piano, and so she gave me this cassette, and that opened my mind up to this other realm of music called classical music, And I listened to that cassette every single day, right through the day, all day, forever, And that's how I got introduced to Jaco. Pastorius, and there were some other things, like there was some Sting stuff on there too, and it was just immense, all the information that was there to really influence how I play today.
Well, those are two heavyweight players, and big cats when it comes to the bass arena. But we noticed too, when listening to some of your tunes, a lot of the rhythm is very influenced from, let's say, Cuban rhythms, perhaps.
Oh yeah, well, I started playing Cuban music in just the beginning part of high school. A matter of fact, when I just started playing the bass, about say 6 or say 8 months into playing the bass, I got called by a fellow from Cuba. He needed a bass player, and I needed a job. So it was a perfect marriage. So he took me under his wings and he taught me how to play Cuban bass playing. I spent about a couple months at his house every day, just going there and listening to records. And he's a pianist, but he kind of showed me how to really feel the Cuban side of things, the syncopated rhythms and stuff. So that was huge for me, because the fact that he heard about me and my skill and whatever, and he needed someone, and I was there. So it was great. I played him for about 2 years. We played all over with a number of different artists, and it was a great experience, especially in college. It's nice to earn an extra couple of bucks.
Oh, that's for sure. Got to pay the tuition somehow.
Oh yeah.
So as our listeners could hear, it is a pretty unique style that you come with. What some of the things, can you kind of explain, because obviously some of the listeners can't see what was going on. Can you explain a little bit about some of the equipment that you're using to be able to make those sounds? Because that was just yourself and one instrument.
Yes.
Right, and some other tools. So if we'd talk a little bit about that.
I'm playing an instrument called the wing bass. You can check that out at winginstruments.com. And I use the PJB 4/4. That's my amp of choice. And I'm using the boomerang to phase sampler to loop sound. So I'm sending all my vocals into the boomerang. And also I'm using a Digitech to get a little bit of reverb. That's about it. But the wing bass and the PJB amplifier is really the main bulk of the sound. This thing is quite interesting. The wing bass, where I can get a lower octave, because it's only 16-inch in scale length, so it's really tiny. But I'm able to get a big sound. Yeah.
So for our listeners at home, what Donald's holding is a bass guitar, but it is a really small bass. It looks like something that I could play, even. The scale for me, because I'm not that big of a guy. But Donald is much larger than I am, and man, can he ever play that. But what do you say is one of the biggest differences? Obviously, it's a smaller bass, but I can see it's got a very wide neck and a lot more strings than your average bass.
Okay, with this bass, it's basically a standard tuned bass from B to C, and use normal bass strings. The only difference with this instrument is as if you've use a capo and on the 7th fret of a bass, and then get a hacksaw or something and just chop it off. That's pretty much the essence of this instrument. It's an octave higher than a bass. So I have a switch here that engage a lower octave, so I get back to the octave. So it's inventor or designer Andy and Chris from Wing Instruments. they came up with this for travel. You know what I mean? A very convenient way to travel because it fits actually underneath the seat of an airplane.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty convenient, you know.
And it looks to be pretty versatile, and you can get a lot of different sounds. Like I'm a bass player myself. I'm used to playing a jazz, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there's a lot of versatility with the pickup selection and being able to change your tone with what pickup you have on. But it looks like you have a lot of flexibility with that thing.
Oh yes, and just the fact that they use a mahogany body for the tone wood is very warm, and then maple top really helps it to kind of sing those bright notes. So the bass itself, the wood, the construction of the instrument, I think this lends for just articulation heaven. Because I hardly touch anything other than switching my octave. I just set it and forget it.
Well, that's great.
Everything else is just my technique, you know.
So what other instruments of choice? I've seen you perform once before at 765 with a bunch of cats. It was very cool to see a bit of a funk fusion thing going on, especially down at that venue. I mean, the sax player was going off a little bit, but it was a good time. I was enjoying myself. But you were playing a full scale there.
Yes.
But you did have more strings than usual.
Right. I'm also playing a Cunningham RLJ6. That is another bass that I use. It's also another travel style, which it's a 34-inch standard, 34-inch scale length, but no head, and so all the tuning is from back here. So all the basses I try to because I like to travel and play, right, and play different places in the world. So you know what it's like, you know, in airport, and they're telling you they want to check your instrument, and you're like, no.
Yes, exactly.
So these instruments are quite convenient for that.
So is that one of the only reasons that you've decided to play or decided to look for instruments that are a bit unique, just because of the convenience and travel, or is it just lending more to your playing style as well?
Lending more to my playing style, because Cunningham, he actually hit me up online. He's from Australia, and he made this instrument, the instrument that you saw, specifically for how I play, you know. And he was he's still a fan. He bought the album and listened to what the sounds I was getting.
Right.
And he has created a signature model, 7-string, called the RLJ S7 Donald Waugh signature.
Oh, wow.
So that's a cool one you're gonna see coming out real soon. You're gonna like that one. It's a 7-string though, and it's a full scale instrument. Very beautiful.
One more time, where can anybody that's interested in Cunningham instruments, or that little tiny sucker you got in front of you, where can they get some more information about them?
For the Cunningham bass, they can check out Cunningham Bass and Guitars, but the guitar is spelled with a z.com, Cunningham Bass and Guitars.com. And for the wing bass, you can check out winginstruments.com.